Any updates on your injured players?
Yes. 3 injured players. Carlson will practice tomorrow. Will play Wednesday. Mark my thought. We all saw the footage. He had a cramp. He was being bag skated. He will practice tomorrow. There's a very good chance he plays on Wednesday. Zach Smith could have played on the weekend. Will play Wednesday.
Do you like the matchup against Boston? Do you like your team as it's playing going into that?
Well, Boston's a very good hockey team. They've had a really good stretch lately. We're going to have to be at our best to have any chance to win this series. They've got players that have won the cup on that team. I think changing their coach gave them a spark. So I know we have a record of 4-0 against them during the regular season, but nothing carries over. Every team starts with 0-0 in the first team to win 4 games.
You brought in some experience at the trade deadline. Thinking about the playoffs, I guess, and how will that help?
Well, I'm happy the way the coaches played all those guys. I think of the trade deadline, the 2 deals that we made, getting Burrows. If you look at what Burrows has done, he scores the goal in Detroit. He scores the goal in Boston. He's scored big goals. He's played great of late. He's a tremendous leader. He makes people accountable in that room. I know you're not supposed to go back on the past, and I'm not supposed to read what anyone says, but I had a few friends that sent me stuff that was said when we traded for Burrows, and I think it's one of the best deals we made all year. And getting Stallberg, who's played great for us, blocked shots. I forget what game it was, but he blocked a shot that I thought would have been a goal, and it was a 1-goal game, and those 2 guys have been important pieces. Stallberg's won a cup. Burrows is a warrior. Having those 2 pieces, I think, for our playoff just improves our team.
Any concern about this team struggling to score goals down the stretch?
No, because every game gets tighter down the stretch. I think if you look at the whole league, there were less goals being scored at the end. So to me, there's no concern at all. I like the way we're playing. I know we had a bit of a rough patch, but I think it's at the end of the day, it's going to be the best thing for us because it showed us that we had to work for everything that we needed to, every win that we needed to get. No, I think scoring goals will be important, but scoring goals is by going to the net, and our players know that, our coaches know that. So I think we're in a really good frame of mind. I think I'm going to be personal a bit once, but it was a year ago today that I felt that this team was a playoff team. We're in the playoffs. Time to make some noise.
You talked about mental frame. Do you feel
I'm in a great mental frame right now.
Can you then speak on the rest of the team of what beating Boston in 4 straight or 6 straight means as you go to play a playoff series against them?
Well, we only played them 4 times this year. So to me, but again, I think that has nothing to do with it. They're a really good hockey team. They played us without Brad Marchand last time we were in. They played us. I think every game has been, again, if I'm wrong, 1 or 2 goal differential. So it could have went either way. A lot of respect for a lot of players on that team. Like, they've got one of the best wingers in the league, if not one of the best players in Brad Marchand. They got Chera, they got Rask, they got Pasternak, who's scored a bunch of goals this year. They're a good hockey team. We should not go in there thinking anything light because they are a very good hockey team.
Hi, Don. Hi, Pierre. Pierre, the goal of this team right from the start was to make the playoffs. Is it a successful season right now because you achieved that goal?
Good question, Don. I think, yes. Our first goal was to make the playoffs. Now our second goal is to win a round. I answered the question.
Do your expectations change? Obviously, you got in the playoffs, so now your excitement or expectations change because you win.
Well, my only expectations, and sometimes I'm too honest with you guys, and I get myself in trouble. I told Guy about a month ago. We were in Boston. The first time we beat Boston, he asked me, Pierre, what are your expectations? I said, Guy, since this team went to the Cup Finals, we've never had home ice advantage for one series. So I'm telling you right now, and this was not our last game in Boston, but before we were just beside the elevator, and I said, Guy, I'd really like us to have home ice advantage. I think for our fans, for this organization, it would be a step in the right direction. And he delivered. And the players delivered, more importantly. But they didn't know that I told that to Guy.
I know it's just one round and that's your focus, but how far is this team capable of going?
Let's take it game by game. Let's win one game, and then we'll see where we go winning the second game. Then hopefully we can win a third game, and if all goes well, hopefully we can give the Bruins a run for their money. But, it's going to be tough. The Boston Bruins are a good team. They got many elements of many players that were on their cup team. So we can't take them lightly.
Hi, Bruce. Good morning. You've said it twice. What would you define as making noise?
Making noise? Play to their best of their ability and hopefully give Boston a run for its money.
And you brought in a lot of assets at the trade deadline. How do you manage all those assets now that I think you got an unexpected one of Carlson back?
Yeah, I think right now, coach has decided who plays all year. He'll decide who plays. I think we know whatever, we could get an injury or 2 or 3 or 4 after game 1. So for us, our goal was to make the playoffs, and once we got the playoffs, have as many assets and many players as we could have. And Guy's done a great job managing that this year, and I think we'll have 9 defensemen and a bunch of forwards, and we'll carry 3 goalies through the playoffs, and that's how we're going to go about it. Craig Anderson's okay. Matt O'Connor will be staying with us the whole time. He's starting game 1 unless Guy decides otherwise.
You brought in Broussard, Wingels, Pyatt, Stahlberg, Burrows, all played in a cup final at least. That played all part in when you acquired them, and does it matter at this point now?
It does. It's a good question because you want guys that have gone through the grind of the playoffs. We all know experience means something. All those guys had experience. And every time we looked at acquiring a player, someone who's been through the war of the playoffs, it means something. Our ultimate goal, whether it is now or in 5 years, is to bring a cup to Ottawa. And if to have guys that have been through wars means a lot to this organization.
Pierre, what do you anticipate the role for Bobby Ryan here? I know he was kind of hurt, banged up in the last couple weeks, but he got a goal yesterday. Maybe that could give him more confidence. What are your expectations for Bobby?
Well, Bobby's played great. I know he hasn't scored, but ever since he's been back from the injury, I think he's played great. I think Coach and I are on the same page, as we're on the same page for most things. When we have little arguments, we keep it for ourselves. But Coach and I are on the same page, and I think Bobby's played great. He scored yesterday. I was happy. Bobby really wanted to play yesterday. And after his injury, we felt it was the best thing to get his legs. His first game back wouldn't be first playoff game, where we all know the intensity gets cranked up a notch or two. So, no, I think he's going to be someone that contributes a lot to our success. And sometimes in playoffs, it's not about points, but getting good ice time and making use of that ice time. And, of course, that's in Guy's hands, and we know it's in very capable hands. But I think Bobby's going to be someone that we rely upon in our playoff run here.
Pierre, can I ask you about just the fact that the attendance has been at a 20-year low here? Do you see this as an opportunity to kind of reinvigorate the fan base in Ottawa with a decent run in the playoffs?
Yeah, it'd be great if we could have a lot of our fans come and support us. I think we feel, both Guy and I, our management group, the coaching staff, the players, we feel that we've put a very good product on the ice this year. We feel that we're in most games. We feel we have probably the most dynamic player in the NHL playing for us. So if our fans come out and cheer him on, you'll see, I think, quite a show, quite a spectacle of what we're able to do as far as the Ottawa Senators. We took a new direction this year. Guy's systems are different. We all know that. To me, there was an adjustment to finding out what kind of player could play within Guy's system, and that's where guys like Stahlberg and Burrows and Wingels, we knew those guys could succeed. And Guy and I were always on the same page when we were talking about trading for players. And sometimes it can be more defensive, but there's a great counterattack to his systems. And it's very entertaining hockey. And I think if our fans do come out for a playoff game, they're going to see something special.